Hey fams, welcome back to Vibe with Chelsea. So in today's video, I'll be doing a Pop Smoke hairstyle in Sean Alexis hair. I know a long time I'm not start, so I must miss start. Girl!
Here you my love.
Yes, walk up now. Where people I'm still.
Hey fam. Hi fam. Girl, me here.
How you doing?
Check. Big up you fam. You me attack. Now you do that wait for year check. Cause you know say from year check, she go vice upgrade down. But she have to go vice upgrade because a Sean Alexis here she do. And you know Sean Alexis there from the beginning. I do her own thing on her YouTube page. And I go and provide some massive video for them. I know I love them. So be sure to check out our page. In the description you'll see the link. Or you can hit the suggestion to the right, top right corner. Yeah. So you know, I'm gonna start out by doing my own pre-stretching. I'm using Expression Braid and I'll be doing a Pop Smoke style.
I mean put my ear paper.
I feel just love Sean Alexis, you know, cause she rock her granny plot and you hear her say she proud of it though. Big up Sean Alexis cause enough people can rock a granny plot and look good, you know. And them say you look good. So the fans them have to love it.
Yeah, give me style or you just a flat Pop Smoke. I want to know. I really want to know. I want to understand. I don't know. I just want it to have a vibe, you know? I just want when people look them say, oh, but that neaty man. Who do you hear? Eh? Guys, the back of my phone broke up at the end of the day and night. But anyways, yeah. Time for the ladies to sit down and make it and pop.
Time for the ladies to sit down and make it and poop.
Oh, it come like this girl want to do the voice over for me, so. Anyway, we have to love her still, because she says she vibes, you know? And she says she want her hair if you have a vibe. She don't know, so I vibe with Chelsea, I do the hair. So it have to have a vibe, have to have a buzz. So don't worry your head, Sean Alexis, I got you. Cool? Alright, so time for the money. So to get started, I parted the hair in two, and as you can see, I'm doing a zigzag part. For the people that having difficulty doing the zigzag part, just keep practicing and you'll get it. Now I catch up one side of the hair to keep it out of the way, and then now I'm getting on to popping the smoke. So now I'm doing a circular zigzag part right here. Basically it's just a large zigzag, but as you can see it doesn't have sharp edges. So I've created a circular pattern, and that is the style or the pattern that I'll be using throughout the year in regards to parting all the way through. Now I'll be doing a small cane row or small braid in the middle of each of these large cane row or braid. So I'm parting out a small section, and then to get started, this is going to be done in a invisible braid pattern. So I'm using a small amount of braid, as you can see, and start by feeding in the braid with a small amount. Now this part of the hair I won't be adding any more braid because this is just a small cane row that we're gonna have right here. Well, you know, I know you guys have an idea what the Pop Smoke style looks like. So this is a small braid. For the people that doesn't know, basically you have the large cane row and then a small cane row in between. Not sure how it got the name Pop Smoke. I'm guessing more than likely the artists wear the style a lot, just like you guys said before on a style that I did before. So more than likely the artists wear the style a lot, so them give the artists So them give the name of the style, the artist's name. So I've completed the small cane row, and I'm just braiding out to the agreed length, and as you can see, it's really small but neat as usual. Now I'm applying a little bit of the Ossion Wax to the root, and then we're going to start braiding this side of the hair. Again, it's going to be done in a invisible braid pattern. So to start out, you want to use a small amount of braid. So as you can see, I hold it to get started because we're starting immediately with braid, but once you use a small amount, then you'll be able to get the invisible style. And if you're wondering, invisible means it's not obvious that you've added braid. You're not able to see where the braid started. And then as we go along, because this will be one of the large cane rows or the large braids, we're going to be adding more braid each time that a cane row for a few seconds. So as you can see, I'm just adding more braid and then just braiding along the pattern that was parted. Now, Sean Alexi and I already agreed on a length and a thickness. So as I go along, once I realize that, hey, I need more braid, then I'll be adding more braid. For here, I want you to focus on when you're reaching close to the end of the braid, you notice that I added more braid. This is to preventing the hair from sticking out, or the famous phrase that I use that people seem to love, preventing it from cocking up. Yeah, I said it. So I'll be adding more braid here because I want to maintain the thickness, and then I also want to reach the length that we agreed to. And then once I do that, you know that we're finished with one of the braids. Alright, so we'll have a little shout out announcement closer to the end of the video. I don't believe with all the effort that we're putting into these videos, we have to still be using these strategies to get people to actually watch the video. I mean, isn't this an helpful video? Isn't this teaching you, even if you already know to do hair, it's teaching you another way to do the style? Or if you don't know how to do hair, the videos are teaching you how to do hair. So I don't know how people still not really watch the videos. Like them I skip through, because I notice a lot of people ask me questions that I answered in the video. Like for example, how many packs of hair I used, which wax I used. That kind of tell me that you're not watching the videos. So I always answer the questions in the video. So for example, I'm using almost 3 packs of hair, but 2.5 pack of Expression braid here, and I'll be using Ossion Wax. So you would realize basically this is the pattern all the way through. So I do the circular zigzag part, and as usual I apply the wax to get the part to look neat. And because we're gonna do the small braid first, we're gonna get this part of the hair out of the way, and you do that by just putting an elastic onto it like this. Now we're gonna part that small section so we can get that small braid in to maintain the pattern, the Pop Smoke look. And of course, you know, we're gonna get the rest of the hair out of the way, and then to get started, I apply a little bit of wax, then add the braid. Now as I said, this will be done in an invisible pattern, so I'll always be using a small amount of braid to get started. But even so, for this small braid, we're not going to be adding any more braid to any more hair. So this is just basically simple cane row, and I know a lot of you guys say that you want a video with me teaching how to cane row or how to add braid. That is coming soon. Remember that I am professionally a hairstylist, so most times I'm busy and I don't even know how I find time to make these videos, edit these videos and post them. Of course, you know, Vibe with Chelsea is a team, so it's not just me. You have Mr. Vice Upgrade that helps me a lot, but at the same time both of us are professionals otherwise, so you know, we're always busy, but we're trying to keep you guys in tune. So we always try to get videos done. Now I'm applying the wax to the root, and that helps to keep the hair together after the braiding is done. And again, we're doing it in an invisible braid pattern. So we start with a small amount of braid, and I hope by looking closely at what I'm doing here, you can have an idea or catch how to add the braid and how to cane row. But stay tuned, I will one day be able to make that video teaching people how to cane row, how to add braid, how to plait, etc. But of course, you know, this is just going to be the same thing that we'll be doing through and through. We're starting out with a small amount of braid, adding more braid to get the thickness, and then cane row along or braid along the same pattern that was parted out. Whenever you realize that you're not getting the thickness, you add more braid to get that thickness that you agreed to, and then you just braid along the pattern. Now again, when you reach close to the end of the braid, you don't want the hair to be sticking out or cocking up, so you add more braid. Yeah, so that helps it to stay down basically. And then when you're completing the braid or plaiting out the rest of it, you still will need to add more braid because you need to maintain the thickness and get the length that you and the client agreed to. Once you get it here, you basically get it. So what I'll be talking about now is 25,000 subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you for subscribing. Basically, to show you guys that I appreciate the love and the support, whenever I reach 25,000, I'll be doing a video dedicated to just shouting out YouTubers. Or if you're not a YouTuber and you support me a lot, I'll be giving you a shout out as well. So if you have an Instagram page, then I'll be shouting out that Instagram page. How you'll be able to get the shout out on this video, I'll be looking at the comments, and I'll be looking who have been supporting me from the get-go, who I'm seeing commenting on each video and, you know, participating. And then I'll be choosing 15 people to do a shout out for. 10 out of the 15 will be YouTubers, and then 5 will be just a regular supporter that has an Instagram page if they're not a YouTuber. Now, a lot of people ask me to do shout out, and I want you guys to know that I love and appreciate you, and not doing the shout out does not mean I don't love or appreciate you. But think about it. I have over 24,000 subscribers, and as you can see, everybody comments on the videos. Now, if I'm to do a shout out for everyone that asks for a shout out, then every video will just be shouting out. In fact, you won't be able to listen to videos because I'll just be shouting, and you don't want that down. Yeah, so each time I have to try to find a way to choose people to shout out. And then I also want you guys to understand that getting a shout out does not guarantee that your channel will grow. Remember, you got to put the work in. You have to be consistently posting videos. The more video you post, the better. And of course, don't just post videos, make great contents that people will love. Because even if a person here that I give you a shout out subscribes to your channel and then they start watching a video, if the video is boring, they're gonna leave the channel. They may even unsubscribe. So be sure to back up the shout out that I've given you by providing content that people love and being consistent. And for the people who are just wondering what's the perfect video and what to post, just make videos and then improve as you go along. Sean Alexi getting a moment there. So again, on this video, I'll be watching the comments keenly. I'll be looking for the people who are always supporting me. And if you are a supportive person, you've been on all of my videos, I'll be choosing you. So it doesn't make any sense for you to ask me for a shout out. I will be choosing who I'll be, doing the shout out for. But I'll reach out to the persons who I choose to do the Instagram shout out if they don't have a YouTube page, and I'll just get their information as to what the Instagram page is. Now, you've been with me so far. So again, I know that you're liking or loving the video. I hope that you're learning. I hope that even if you're not learning from watching the style that I'm doing, you're learning from the suggestions I've made in regards to your channel. But it's obvious that you like the channel, the video so far. So hit that like button. And if you think that you can help somebody else to learn, share the video. Leave a comment if you have a feedback. And for the persons leaving idle or selfish feedback, I still appreciate you, because obviously you've watched the video. Sometimes I know that you guys don't know what to say, so you just say something. I still appreciate you, so don't feel like I'm offended. Now I want you guys to take a minute and go ahead and subscribe to Freestyle JA. You can hit the suggestion to the right, top right corner, or you can look in the description and you'll see the link to the channel. The first video for that channel will be coming out on Sunday. I know you guys have been wondering. So Sunday I'll be posting the first video on that channel, so you can look out for that. So go ahead and subscribe, and I guarantee you that you'll love and appreciate that video. So one last time for the people that itch up in the back of the classroom and hardly can hear we or see what's going on. So the pattern through and through is that zigzag part, the small braid or small cane row in the middle of each large braid or large cane row, and you start out with a small amount as you braid along when you're doing the large cane row, because you want that invisible braid pattern. You don't want it to be obvious that you added braid. If you look on these cane rows or braids, you'd realize that you can't tell where I started adding the hair. Now when you reach close to the end, you'd notice that the small braid is integrated in the big braid, in case you're wondering. So that small braid that I didn't plait it out to the end. I have just now integrated it into the big braid and then plaiting the big braid out to the end. So again, start out with a small amount so you get the invisible braid look, and then you braid along, cane row along, whichever way you understand it, and just add more hair as needed. So you guys already know that I'll be trimming any loose hair. It doesn't make any sense to put so much time to do the hair and then within a week the client's hair looks loose. You're seeing a lot of loose hair because all he did was just apply mousse. So I'm gonna always trim after I do a braid to get rid of as much loose hair as possible, and once it's a large style I can do it one by one. Then after trimming the hair, we're gonna get some hot water applied, preferably by these old kettles. So applying the hot water will also help to get rid of loose hair, as well as it helps the hair to have bounce so it doesn't look stiff, because remember that you have used braid, it's not just her natural hair, so you want to get some bounce in, and the hot water helps with that. Now I hope you guys have learned. Thank you guys for sticking around. Remember to hit the like, share the video, and leave a comment.
Manalay, people. Saan again? Relax, just relax.
Yes, as you can see, she loves it. I hope you guys love it as much as she loves it. I love it as well. And we're not really doing much of any edges here, as you can see. What I'm doing is just applying Fassion Plus wax to the edges and then just making sure that it doesn't look loose.
Alright fam, so you have made it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my pop smoke and I hope you learned something. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Come girl, give them a turn. Peace out.
Bye.